I don't even know if this is proper. Am I live? Am I not? Let's see. London. Oh yeah, we're live. There we go, man. Yeah, we're live. Let's get this up. Fix this. Fox Sports. What's up? Yeah, man, just starting. I'm trying to get the stream, the game up. Just trying to find it at the moment. Who's broadcasting the game? Is it Fox, DAZN? Let me have a look. NFL. NFL. Alright.
Of the key moments for the Jags in their win, we take you back to Duval County.
That might be this page. Okay, nah, not that one. Oh, it's on Fox. Let me see if I got that. Don't worry though, there's always a plan B. I will have it, for sure. One thing I did want to ask though is, obviously I knew the game was coming up, and obviously I follow Rams and all of that, so I see all of the pre-match posts and walkouts and all of that. But do they release the formation? You know, when you're watching soccer, they release the formation and the team that's playing, the lineup basically an hour and 15 minutes before. Do they do that for American football too? What's up, illiterate? Appreciate you joining the stream. Fox Sports. Let's get this one going. I've got a channel here that says USA Fox College Sports. That's crazy. USA Fox Los Angeles. Let's see if this one works. Yeah, they'll list off all the starters
of the league in his young career.
And Brock, you talked about that loss to the Buffalo Bills, the only loss they've had in the last 13 games, that you thought at that time, you said, that probably...
Get off my screen, man. It's not that
You
game.
come out as last year, and somebody can look and say, oh, what do you mean when you only won 11%? Jimmy Ryerson does not have exactly a barn full of...
Don't let your life pass.
Yeah, they'll list all the starters. The players who are going to play are already listed, and the ones who are out are listed. Formation change. Alright, give me 1 sec. I'll catch up on the messages. Let me just get this fucking channel, man. Obviously, I'm using my dodgy... Oh, shit. I just realised you got the wrong view there. There we go. Yeah, I'm using my dodgy my dodgy Fire Stick app. So I'm just trying to find which channel it's on. If not, I'll have to revert to my other one, to my website. So I might be a minute or so behind you guys. The college football playoffs are going on now, Thursday and Friday. You know what? Someone told me to check out that Ole Miss and Georgia game. I've got it in my watch later. It was 30 minutes highlights though. That's a long time for highlights. Crazy.
Decade until T.J. Watt matched that. The Pittsburgh Steelers star edge rusher came up.
Because the game ain't actually showing, it's hard for me to know which channel is actually showing the game, bruv. But yeah, man, I'm good. How are you all doing? How are we all doing this fine Sunday? Is it Sunday for you guys still? Sunday for me, anyway. Can't remember if you guys are ahead or behind me. Okay, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go. Let's go. NFL. What are you guys saying though? Who are you rooting for this game? We all Rams here? We all rooting for Rams? Or we got a couple Cardinals in there. Come on, man. What's wrong with this thing? Fuck it. I'm just gonna get it up on here. VIP. If you guys ever need in fact, I'm gonna share it later. Keep you guys guessing. Close that. There's a lot of games going on at the moment though. Alright, I'm here. I think.
His act together with a new head coach, Trevor Lawrence. We talked about them winning the AFC South. Here's a look inside their victorious
Alright,
locker
let me just mute this now.
Hell of a year. We're just getting started. The work starts now, man. Think about how much work we put in to get here. Yes, sir. Let's not let it go to waste, man. 1 week at a time. Love y'all. Jags on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I like hearing their team talk. It's very American coded. I can't lie. Seahawk fan. Don't care who wins, just want a good game. Okay. In that case, you can root for my Rams. Why not? Why not? Just want to double check one other thing before I lock in. No. Alright, cool. It's not happening on this one. So the only issue is I'll probably be like maybe 10 seconds or so, 20 seconds or so behind you lot. But that's all good. Alright, someone let me know in the chat though. So when I was watching a lot of these highlights, I was saying one of my favourite players on the team. I've got 4 favourites on the team. Nakua, of course. Stafford, solid. Adams. Ferguson. And actually I got number 5 as well. My number 5 is Verse. Well, I said it was Verse. Who's the conductor? I was saying that that's Verse, but is that not Verse? I like the conductor. Whoever does that conductor celebration, that's my guy. King of sacks. Hopefully we get a couple sacks today, man. Try another way. Password. Do. 25 now though. We should be getting up and running now, right? Gmail. Copy this passcode. XWP. I have to bust this window. It's baking in here. Alright, there we go. I've got the chat up properly now. Hope you guys got your drinks and your snacks. Not that you're gonna need it now because you got 101 adverts coming. Broadcast one.
Every opportunity he's been given, including
Cook picked up away. Now, more importantly for the Charger faithful, he got a 3rd and 4 coming up. As Allen retreats to the sideline, says, Coach, thanks, keep feeding me the football.
There's Puka right there, and we're going to get a
get this on mute for you.
We know that. Devontae Adams not playing today. You know Stafford's going to look for Puka early and often.
Good dose of both McBride and Nakua. On second down, this is Michael Carter out of the backfield. Cameron Kinchins brought him down.
Sorry guys, let me just turn this sound
look
off.
at the way Cameron Kinchins, the nice tackle there in the open field, the fundamentals we talked about. And when we spoke with their reigning MVP, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse, we talked about, hey, what do you guys need to get done? He said, it doesn't take a lot of talent. We want to run to the football.
All right, here we go. Is this the first game that I've watched? Nah, this is my second game, man. I've got another live stream that I did. I can't remember who we played. I'll have to check it for you in a sec. Let's watch the first play. First play of the game. So remind me, if they start, nice, we're straight off the back. Is that a sack? Well, it's a fumble for sure. We take possession. Nice, that's a solid start. Yeah, I watched the game versus the Lions. That was the first game that I watched. And sat through the whole thing. Great experience. Is that... Hey, my guy. Conductor straight away. I told you, that's my favourite player, man. I need to see who... What's his name? My boy McVeigh. Who you guys got winning? Nice. Not great progress. Needless to say, of course, I think the Rams are going to win. Not a massive fan of his first touchdown passes. Yards gained second. Passer rating second. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of our colours, if I'm being honest. Yellow and blue. I don't really love our kit. Our home kit, anyway. Go on, Stafford. Nice. Who? Kobe Turner. Okay, Kobe Turner. Turner. I have to remember that. Keep calling him Verse. Verse is that big brother. Play caller, McVay. So the head coach. See, it's just giving me the lineup. Nice. That wasn't the play. Are you guys drinking this game? I've got a lovely cup of. Actually, this is a Christmas present. Jack Daniels glass, but it's Disaronno inside it. Disaronno and cranberry. If you guys have never had Disaronno and cranberry, or amaretto, I don't know what they call it over there, but amaretto and cranberry juice, try it and you won't turn back. First 3 points, come on, let's get this. Good progression though. There we go. Easy money. Drunk by 7. I like that. I like that commitment. Oh my god, we're at a break already. That's the one thing that I remember from the last stream, is that so different from European sports. The whole advertisement and commercial side of things. And obviously it's a revenue bringer for you guys, so I'm sure the companies and the league don't mind it. But as a European watching the game, it's crazy seeing so many breaks. So many adverts, so many stops. But yeah, man, what you saying? What's your drink of choice then? I'm not gonna lie, I only drink brown liquors. I haven't drank a beer. I think I've tried a beer once in my life. That's it. Tailgatings, is that what you call it? Tailgatings, one of the best parts of the game. What does tailgating mean? I don't get that. Tailgating here at least is a car behind a car. Alright, the last stream was lit though, man. So I'm looking forward to this. I really enjoyed that first time. You know, as they say, the first time was so nice. I had to do it twice. Only difference is, oh no, I can do everything from here. Okay, I can do polls. Alright, we're gonna have some fun this stream, man. We're gonna have some fun. Let's get the first poll going. Let's get a bit of fun going. Where's my emojis at? Okay. What you guys saying though, man? Talk to me. What's you guys' Sunday been looking like? Whereabouts you guys based as well? Whereabouts in the States? Obviously I'm live and direct from London. Hence the name. Zero, that's Verse, innit? Nah, it's not Verse. Who's that? I need to learn the players. That's what I need to learn. Although I'm getting better. I know quite a few. I'm not gonna lie. I think I know a solid amount for someone at my level. Alright, we're back. Kicked off. Get him out of bounds, man. Nice. Let me move this chat over here so I ain't got to turn my head so far. There we go. Okay. That's what tailgating is. That is crazy. I have heard somebody say about something like that. I can't remember what fans it was, where they do like grilling out of their boots or something, no? Drop me a link and I'll check that video out tomorrow or something, for sure. Brisket and Budweiser in a bottle. Alright, this might be controversial or might be a hot take, but I don't actually like briskets. The first time I had a brisket was in Jamaica. All 5 losses this season by 1 score. Yeah, first time I had a brisket was in Jamaica, and I mean it's just like a dry dumpling. It's like a dry dumpling, but a bit plain, in my opinion, you know. And I'm not a massive carbs or dry person, so that was just my opinion. Nice, come on, get to him. Nice, ooh. So what happened there? What was the call? What did the ref call there? He's saying they bring RVs and everything. Okay. I'm telling you, one of these days once I get to, let's see, maybe once I get to like 20k subs, I'm gonna do a trip to LA. In fact, I chat shit. When I get to 10k subs, I'm gonna do a trip to LA. Trip to LA, watch a game, and let's see, man. Maybe I can come to a tailgating event. But yeah, nah. He's saying it's crazy. Good play by them. What you saying it's crazy? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a massive lover of it. Oklahoma brisket. Okay, I didn't know there was different types of briskets though. Maybe I haven't tasted a good one. Good play by them. First and 10 yards. Okay, fake. Oh, yeah, the Cardinals started a little slow, I think, but they look like they're shifting into the next gear. Okay, it's an open community like that. I like that, man. I love that. That's one thing I like about sports in general. Don't matter where you are, which country. It's very inclusive, you know. From my experience, anyway, you know, the sporting communities, whether it's soccer, football, anything really, they're quite inclusive. So yeah, let me know in the comments as well. Who do we need to look out for on the Cardinals side? I need to get to the SoFi Stadium, man. I love it. College tailgates. Is college football bigger than the NFL in America? Let me know. Because I get a lot of recommendations on my channel to check out college football, but because I'm only just starting in American football, I'm kind of, or NFL rather, I'm kind of just a bit hesitant to diverge at this moment, you know. What was the call? What happened? Oh, he used the timeout. Okay. I gotta pick a college team next. Okay. So I'll give you a bit. I don't know if you guys were on my last stream, but I'll give you a bit of a background as to why I chose the Rams. Obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. first of all, it was an amazing weekend as an Arsenal fan. You know, beat Bournemouth 3-2, and then today City, Chelsea, dropping points, both of them. So yeah, I chose the Rams because Stan Kroenke and the Kroenke family obviously own Arsenal and the Rams, and I always see us go and play in the SoFi Stadium when we go on pre-season in the summer. So I just felt like a natural bond with them, and I watched my first, I watched a couple of videos on the NFL, and it resonated. So I stuck with it, and that's my factor behind choosing the Rams. Come on, nice. But yes, for the college team, I'll be a lot more open if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'll look forward to that journey and seeing where I land with that. It's as big. That is crazy. That is crazy. More passionate fans, bigger stadiums. Okay. So, do you outgrow college football? Is that the problem? Is that people get too old for college football and then they go on to the NFL naturally? Or is there an age limit, I'm guessing? I would assume you have to be in college now. Spates. Oklahoma State Cowboy till you die. Shout them out, man. I've heard a lot of people say that they're Oklahoma fans, to be honest. What's up if you're just joining, man? Don't be shy to drop a comment. Four years of eligibility. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. When I come to the States, someone needs to line up a game, a little friendly match, because I'd love to put on some gear and just get a bit jinky on the field. Yeah, that defense was poor. Well, I mean, he recovered in the end. Sutton Jr. Forbes. Oh yeah, Forbes. My cousin's names are Forbes. You think I'd be a running back, yeah? I'm not gonna lie, I think I could. I think I got good arm on me though. I think I could throw a good ball as well. Might have to try my luck at QB. Have the team built around me, Fans and alumni of all ages like college football. Okay. No. I wasn't asking who likes college football. It was which one's bigger, Because I hear a lot of people talk about college football and tell me to check them out and fights and all of these stuff. I've got so much content I need to drop for NFL. They're close, man. I don't want them to get the first touchdown in this game. That'll piss me off. Washington Husky for college. Okay. NFLHD.com. Okay, that's a new one. I'm not gonna lie, I have it on my app, so I get it more or less live. It's like 30 seconds behind or something. He's just running it out. But yeah, if you guys need a link for any games, any sport, VIP, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. This link, I'm plugging you guys in right here. Any sport, live, and that's you sorted. It's slightly more delayed. That's not what I'm watching right now though. I'm watching it on my app. Barry and Thurman light it up back in the day. Okay, they got the ball. Nice. Is that a sack? Is that... I don't like that celebration though. That was a bit... What's he doing? The clock it. It's a bit feminine. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. I'm not gonna lie. This is my favorite thing to see in the sport, is seeing a sack. I love it. I don't know why. I just love it. Second to a touchdown for us. Second sack already. That's a good start, right? Strong start. Okay, let's go. Third down. Or third attempt. Incomplete as well. Nice. They look like they're feeling a bit of the pressure. Are they going to get it? Yeah, they get it. All right, we're on evens. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Him standing there waiting to get head taps is crazy. Man, this is it's looking good though. It's not looking like it's gonna be an easy game for us, which is good. I like an entertaining game. So we're in for a good 3 hours here. Advert break. So drop some questions, man. Anything you guys want to know? Anything at all, man. Drop it. Let me know. Who do we look for on the Cardinals? Who's their best player? And is a team's best player always the QB? Obviously, the team's built around the QB, so probably in most cases. But yeah, a couple questions for you guys there. But yeah, man. So far, I'm not gonna lie. Any 9:30 games. It's a shame that I started so late in the season, to be honest with you. But any 9:30 games. 9:30 GMT, of course, 9:25 GMT. I will definitely be doing live streams for when I can, and the odd 1:15 AM game I'll try and do as well. Who's Barry? Let me know. Give me a link for Barry for me to watch. I'll do that at another point. You wouldn't say QB is always the best, but he's always the most important. Okay, he's the hardest to replace. That's what I understand from a lot of the videos that I've watched so far. So far I've actually in terms of live, like watching the game, the full 3 hour game live, I've only actually watched the Lions game versus the Rams and this one being the second. I'm going to probably do the playoffs for sure and the Super Bowl, of course, 100%. Very first Super Bowl. So yeah, man, make sure you guys lock in with me for that. But yeah, man, I like to check out just random teams highlights, our rivals highlights. They're all on Patreon, and then they, some of them slowly get uploaded to YouTube if they don't get blocked and copyrighted by the NFL, of course. But yeah, no other teams in particular. I just like to watch all of them, to be fair, and see, appreciate the game. If I'm being honest, appreciate the game, and just try and learn as a novice. All right, we're back. Kickoff. Barry Sanders. Okay. All right, what are we gonna do? We're rushing him. What was that? Just past the 30? 1st and 10. Barry Sanders 50 greatest runs. Alright, cool. I'm gonna check that out. Copy that. Let me just copy that into my notes here. Oh shit. How do I make this smaller? Come on, what we doing? Alright, we'll go again. Don't know what's going on with this this app. Just shy of the goal. How do I rearrange this thing, bro? It's pissing me off. All right, Stafford, what you gonna do? Oh, we got it. We kept it. That's good. That's good. We take that. We don't mind that. We have to wait for the next break, bro. This chat is all fucked up. I don't know what's going on here. See if I can get this fixed. Do I know anything about the Chiefs? A lot of people hate you. I don't. Other than I think what Travis Kelce plays for them, right? I believe. And that they're based in Kansas, and that you guys have actually, well, you have a plan to relocate back to Kansas. I think that's the only thing I know. Come on, man. We need to get more yards than this. What was that flag thrown for? Antonio Gates, GOAT tight end. All right. I need to check that out. So many things to check out. Let's end this poll. Okay, Stafford. That's 2 passes, 2 throws in a row that haven't quite been great, if I'm being honest. Haven't been good enough. Come on, Stafford. What are you going to do for us? All right, here we go. Puka. Nice. Nice. Finally, some good yards gained. We take that. Mahomes. Mahomes was oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes. I've heard of him, actually. Best QB of this generation. Okay. Okay. So what? You guys let me know. Who would you rank as the top 3 QBs in the league right now that everyone should know or keep an eye out on? All right, a little regroup. Cool. What we got? What we got? He handed it off. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Nice. What a run. Who is that? What a run. 23. 2-3 no Jordan. Right, we look like we got another fucking break. Mahomes was a freak. The QB knows where his guys will be, so he watches the defense, reacts, and that tells him where to go with the ball. Do this in a split sec under duress. Okay. So it's set his plays basically, and that's where he's supposed to be, but maybe he doesn't quite make it, or they defend it well. Josh Allen. I've seen. Oh, what the fuck? I've seen Josh Allen. He's a good player. I've seen him. I like him. Seattle's definitely one to beat. Okay. Lamar Jackson. I've heard of him. I've seen him actually in a couple highlights. He seems good. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Drake May. Actually, all three of those I've heard and seen, and they are solid. I like May a lot, if I'm being honest. I fixed all my issues with the chat. I'm locked in now. I'm locked in. So it's getting not even half hour into the stream. I think, well, we are half hour now. I think I'm going to need another shot of Di Serrano and cranberry. Joe Burrow, another great QB. Hasn't been good for the last few years. So where does Stafford rank among these QBs? Is he solid? The last stream that I did, people were telling me he was, well, obviously he's been around for a long time. But yeah, I mean, the games that I've seen him play, he seems solid still. Okay, it's just that he's getting old. Do we have a what do you call it? Not a rookie, but like a next up, if that's a thing. Do we have like a QB that's in line, ready to step up if anything happens, or the next best thing? Oh, he's top 10 of all time. Okay. All right, we're back. Let's see what we got. We've got Stafford. Nice. That's what we like to see. Higby. Okay. A lot of names that I haven't seen before, to be honest. Or maybe not noticed before. 1st and 10, let's go. Should have ran around. Cool, let's see what we got. 2nd and 7. Yeah, I remember them saying it on my last stream actually, that he was playing for the Lions. And then he went and dumped on them, which is great. Come on, man. My boy Puka needs to step up. That's who I like to see going crazy in these games. I watch bare highlights now, so I feel like I've got a decent understanding. And a decent understanding of the teams as well, to be honest. Clinch number 5 seed with a win, and we get number 6 seed with a loss or a tie. So I mean, either way, we're a seed, but obviously 5 seed is much better. Well, marginally, slightly better. Okay. We keep going through the middle, and it's not working out too tough. Puka, the best wide receiver in the league. this year. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as that first game that I watched versus the Lions, as soon as I saw him balling out there, I was like, alright, cool. This guy is serious. He was different. I like Puka, man. Play for your college team. Okay, okay. He's got a code name. That's what I always... incomplete. That's what I always find with a lot of sports stars. It's like they just have names written to be famous or successful, you know? Like Puka Nakua is just a great name. Stafford, great name, you know? It's crazy. He's been under controversy the last couple of weeks. For what? Come on, let's get this 3 points in the bag. I think my stream's lagged a bit, but yeah. There we go. There we go. Just. Let me take that. Oh, X posts. Damn. Could be an either or offense. Is that like racism? Is it to do with females? Is it to do, I don't know, what was it about? On stream with Aiden Ross. Okay. I'll have to do some digging into that one after. We are on another break. Which is a good time for me to get this restarted. See if I can get a better time. He complained about officiating on X, deleted it. That's not too bad. What was the Aiden Ross thing then? I don't think that's one thing I actually love. I don't hate that, because the officiating in sports, especially soccer, the officiating is so corrupt and so biased. It's just unreal. So I don't mind players speaking out about it. In fact, I like players that have the balls to do it, in my opinion, you know. So yeah, I don't hate on that. I'll be real. But what's the other thing? What was that? Where are you guys watching from anyway? Where are you guys based in the States? Let me know. He was on stream. What was it? Unknowingly did an anti-Semitic gesture. Aiden told him to do it when he scores a touchdown. Oh shit! Yeah, I seen that actually. I did see that. That came up on my algorithm. That's how you know I'm tapped in on the sports. I did see that, and he was getting a bit of backlash in the comments. But when I saw it, I was like, Aiden told him to do it, and if you don't know, you can't really get backlash for that. That happens in sports all the time. People tell them to do a celebration, and you do a celebration. You don't ask necessarily what does the celebration mean, especially if you don't think there's any meaning behind it. So I don't know. They need to get off Puka's ass. Ain't Aiden Ross a Jew as well? It don't make any sense. So he just kicked. Well, he kicked the ball all the way out, and it bounced and went out of bounds. What happens in that instance? I don't think I've seen that before. Detroit winning, Philly winning. Literally, should be Aiden holding that smoke. Yeah, I ain't tolerating any Puka slander. I ain't gonna lie. You're in Washington. Shout out Washington, man. Shout out Washington. Never been Washington. Come on, get him. Fucking hell, they're carrying him. Oh, we even get to watch a bit of the other touchdown for the Eagles. A bit of the other game. Nice. The Eagles kit is nice. That green and white is cold. That just means that wherever the ball is out of bounds, it's where they're going to start from. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So the further you kick it, the better, basically, anyway. Wide open. Oh my god, he leaped him. That was crazy. That was crazy. I don't want to be leaped over. I know that. Even gave him a little pat on his back as well for his troubles. Come on, man. Let's see a touchdown. Oh my god, another sack. That's 3. Lovely. Appreciate you, Fair Dior, man. I've been trying, man. I'm trying to. My goal, especially this year, 12 pressures on 14 ARI dropbacks. What's ARI dropbacks? But yeah, my goal this year is to drop at least one. At least 2 videos a day. One NFL related, ideally, and one music or other. Oh my god, they fumbled. Nice. But yeah, man, hopefully, man, nice. The goal is growth. The goal is growth, and I'm enjoying this NFL journey. I never thought that I would, if I'm being honest with you. I never thought that I would ever watch NFL. Never been a thought in my mind until one day, randomly. But yeah, man, like I say, come on, get to him. Yeah, he just threw that out. Like I say, once I get to 10k subs, I'm gonna have to take a trip to LA, man, for sure. And I always say I want one of their cloaks. I don't see anyone wearing them at the moment, but I want one of them cloaks, man. They look cold on the touchline or the sideline. Sorry. Six all. Aye. ARI dropbacks are a dropback is the action where the quarterback backpedals away from the line of scrimmage after receiving the snap, but ARI is the Cardinals. Okay, got you. ARI is the Cardinals, and dropbacks is just, yards lost. Got you. All field goals. I know, man. I know. I'm waiting for a touchdown. I want to see a touchdown from the Rams, of course. I need to see my boy Puka running at them. But I also enjoy a competitive game, though. I can't lie. Sometimes it's a bit boring just watching your team just absolutely, beat another team's ass. It can just be like, all right, how many are we gonna get here? Or sometimes it's nice if we win to see a competitive game. If we lose now, I'm gonna just lock off the stream. I'm not gonna be happy. So let's see. Thin line. College players coming from the UK, from the NFL Academy UK. Okay, 15 to 18-year-olds who play. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. NFL is definitely growing over here, 1,000%. Like my boy. Obviously, we play rugby here, like naturally anyway. So rugby's already big. It's very similar, but my boy watches NFL. He was the very first person I knew that watched NFL from years ago. So yeah, it's definitely growing. We've got the Tottenham Stadium, which turns into the NFL stadium for some teams as well. Next year I want to watch, well, I keep saying next year, this year I want to watch a game there, ideally, although I don't really like the idea of being at my ops stadium, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely want to watch the game, and it is definitely growing, man. So yeah, hopefully some European stars from the UK and stuff get to make it over there as well, man, because the money over there is so different compared to sports over here. That's for sure. NFL Academy out of Loughborough. Okay. Never been Loughborough myself. Would have been a Chiefs fan. I'm not going to lie, I've always been an Arsenal fan, so I think the Rams would have always called out to me, you know. There's something about it, you know, the synergy, the feeling. But yeah, man, feel free to fire away. Oh, we're back anyway, but feel free to fire away some questions, anything you guys want to know. Yeah, let me know, man. All right, let's see. Let's run. But people were saying people have like, I mean, not even people were saying, I can understand it because obviously Arsenal is my #1 Premier League team, but I'm from South London, so my second team would be Crystal Palace because they're from where I'm from, Southeast London. But obviously they're not as big as Arsenal. They're not. You know, everybody usually has like a normal team that they support, and then they may have like a local team to them. So I understand it's probably the same for NFL, right? I've been doing content since June the 28th, believe it or not. So June the 28th, 6 months in now. And yeah, man, I think mid-December, I hit 1K subs, and already got another. I'm already at like 1.5 now. So yeah, it's been a good journey. It's been an interesting journey, but it's been good for sure. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Hand off. Sneaky with it, Williams. Almost. But yeah, what do you guys think of the content? What do you guys think? 6 months in, I try, and I work full time as well, so it's quite demanding. I'll be real, but I enjoy it, so that's why it's not bad for me. Oh, we're at another break. This is ridiculous. That's my one pet peeve. But hey, you can get a drink. Nah, appreciate that, bro, man. Appreciate that. Trying. Give me 2 seconds. Let me get my Disaronno. Bring it here. Thought I was fucking about. This is what I'm working with today, peeps. Here for a good time. Let's just pretend we don't have work in the morning. That first day back from work, from Christmas break, is just, to put it Britishly, it's peak. Not looking forward to it. But yeah, I hope you guys can pour up a little drink with me as well, man. If not, I'll drink for us all. Yeah, man, it's tough, but It's a life, innit? I realised how British that sounded, innit? I need to stop saying innit. Usually drink beer while watching games. I'm not gonna lie, people here drink beer while watching anything, if I'm being honest, but I just don't like beer. I don't like the taste of it. So I just stick to what I like. Bit more alcohol. Can't go wrong. I do want to watch a video of NFL mic'd up. I keep getting told to watch them, and I'm curious to see. Nice, what a throw! I'm curious to see them interactions. This game has been very tense, like it's very on a knife edge. Seems like, I don't know, are the Cardinals that good? I didn't have them as being that good. I don't actually know their record going into this. .97. They've done more yards than us as well. Faked. Nice. And we got the down. Lovely. Yeah, they're us. Do you know what it is? It's typical. Any team that I support, they seem to always... The teams that play against them always seem to like play their absolute best game against my teams. I don't know why. Okay, hand it off. Yeah, but I get that, but it's like, I don't know, man. Then your rivals who are also doing well, they'll just turn over and roll over for them, you know? So I don't know, it's always the team that I support that they always want to have their defensive masterclass against, or offensive masterclass. Stafford, nice. Is Adams playing? I don't think I've seen him. Adams or Ferguson. Are they playing? I also just watched that film, well, not film, that NFL documentary on, I think it was The Greatest Show on Turf. That was a great thing to watch. So that should be dropping soon. Oh my God, is that? Oh, had my hopes high there for a second. Devontae sitting out the game, and Ferg. Is that due to injury or just a tactical decision? But yeah, it's funny, man, because you asked me when did I start content? I was never somebody. Oh, let's watch the play. He got through Puka. Nice. Yeah, I was never really somebody that likes to be behind the camera, if I'm being honest. I'm a very introverted person. I'm very chill. I didn't picture myself being behind the camera, but I also am somebody that likes to push myself, so I thought, fuck it, let me do it, man. Why not? And I'm enjoying it. So I'm still not naturally like 100% natural behind the camera, but I'm trying. I'm getting better every day, and definitely grown a lot since my first videos back in June. So yeah, man, it's been a journey. Okay, tactical decision. So they might come on later, hopefully, if we need them anyway. Okay, Stafford. There's the throw. Incomplete. This game is so tense. This is crazy. Love my bro, appreciate that. We're back with another. Oh, he was Las Vegas Cowboys. Puka played for the Cowboys. Okay, Stafford. There we go. Okay, do you know what? I definitely need to watch a video on the trades, and transfers and picks and stuff like that, because that's the one part of the game that I have zero idea on at the moment. I haven't watched anything on it. I don't understand how the transfers and draft picks and all of these things work. So I think that's naturally the next thing for me to check out. Stafford, nice. For a relatively small looking guy, Puka, he uses his body well. Like, he has a lot of strength. Is he Samoan? He gives me Samoan energy. Draft picks are easy to understand. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm going to have to watch a video on it for sure. I'm sure once I see it, I'll understand. It'll be easy to pick up. It was like when I had no idea how the seeding and playoffs and all of that worked. And I watched one video, I understood. Simple. Stafford now. Oh. Come on, you got to catch that. Oh, he's Samoan. Okay. Yeah, that's the Samoan energy that I see, man. I can see he's got that core strength. Samoan, like that many Samoans have. Many Samoans and many Africans, to be honest. Like, they can be slim looking and their strength is just unreal. Is that a timeout? I need to make it in life to the point where somebody's feeding me water. Or if it's drinking water, but feeding me a drink, you know? Like, damn. I watched a hilarious video yesterday, actually, called the Get Back Coach. That made me laugh. That is a job I could easily come and do. So if you ever hear any postings for a Get Back Coach, let me know. I'm there. I'm your guy. But nah, therefore they be maids and shit. All right, we're getting close. We can probably get another field goal here, but oh, come on. Nah, I want a touchdown now. They're probably going to kick it though, right? I love the similarities between... I think that's why I enjoy watching this so much, because it's very similar with soccer, in my opinion. In terms of positionally, like people dragging people out, man-to-man marking, occupying space, all of these things. Second and goal. That means we got less than 10 yards, all right? lot of Europeans used to clown the sport, but I see a lot of people liking it now. Do you know what it is? I liken it to people watching soccer, like or how Americans speak about soccer. I feel like soccer is very, very underappreciated, especially some of the videos that I've dropped on NFL have so many comments, saying it's not a weak sport like soccer, and it's not, this is a real sport, and the people are that it's more tactical and more thing. And I'm not here to argue that it's less or more or anything like that, but I do think that Americans underappreciate the technical aspect and the competitiveness of soccer. And when I say soccer, I'm talking Premier League, La Liga, but mainly Premier League as the top league in the world. Premier League and NFL, I think, are so similar, and that's why, I can watch some games here and it will be like maybe a 12-0 scoreline, and that's the game done. Whereas watching football, you might get a 1-0 game, or you might get a 1-1 game, or soccer, sorry, you might see a 1-1 game, and you're like, all right, why isn't? Or you might see a 1-0 goal a game, and you're like, oh, or a 0-0 game, and you're like, oh, it's dead, or it's a rubbish game. And really, it could have been the best game ever. It just didn't have goals in it because the teams are so defensively structured and so tactically set up well. And also the difference in, I think you don't understand the ties here in soccer. So if you get a 0-0 in soccer, all right, you don't get many ties in NFL as I understand it. But in soccer, there is still an advantage to getting a tie, and that's why we say in soccer, if you can't win, just don't lose. Because if you draw, you get 1 point. You win, you get 3 points. You lose, you get no points. And that's the difference. So at the end of the year, you play all teams twice. At the end of the year, whoever gets the most points deserves to win the league. And it might not be by a lot of points, it might be by goal difference. So it's very, very, it's a very tactical and very demanding league, for sure. Yeah, I would say, for someone starting off, I would say watch the Premier League 100%. I think it's by far the best league, by far the best games, and everybody, like when they say everybody can beat everybody, everybody can beat everybody. If you look at the Premier League this year, everybody has already beaten everybody. I think someone from America already done the graphics on it. All right, let's see if we can get a touchdown. Oh, we got it. Did we get it? We got it. I knew it. Puka. I should put a bet on, man. I knew Puka was going to be the first one to score that touchdown. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, Puka. Yeah, man. Soccer. I love soccer. I can't lie. And the funny thing is, I only got into watching soccer 3 years ago. Always supported Arsenal, but watching it only 3 years ago. But yeah, what team do you support when you watch it? Do leagues only play teams within their league, or can teams from different leagues play each other? Okay, so similar to how you guys have playoffs, right? And then you have like the Super Bowl. There's a thing called the Champions League, and basically throughout the season, the top 7 teams are competing for places. Well, you're all competing for places in Europe. It's called, and when we say Europe, it's the Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League. So those are 3 other European competitions where you play other teams from other countries. The top 5 leagues in the world, you all play each other, and at the end of it, you get a trophy. So that's like your playoffs, You'll have seeding, you'll have... are they saying it's not... Oh, they didn't give the touchdown. Did they say it was just behind? Oh my God, they made me celebrate for nothing. That's crazy. But yeah, you finish first in the Premier League. First to fourth, you get into the Champions League. Best competition there is. Hardest one to win. Premier League's harder to win, but Champions League second. 5th to 7th, you've got Europa Conference and Europa League. So, yeah, basically, you play other teams in other countries. The best of the best play the best. Man City, fair enough. I think a lot of people that recently get into football, they get into Man City because obviously they've been the most successful team in England for, let's say, the last 15 years, I would imagine. So, fair enough. They're our rivals. They beat us to the league 2 out of the last three seasons now. So it's a love-hate relationship with them. But I was happy to watch you guys drop points today against Chelsea. That's for sure. All right, let's see. Can we get a touchdown? Ah, come on. So the leagues are at the same competition level. It's not like college football versus NFL where there's a big talent gap between the two. Well, that's a big question to ask. So we have top 5 leagues in the world. Premier League number 1, La Liga number 2, Bundesliga in Germany number 3. La Liga's in Spain, by the way. 4th, you've got who's 4th again? Italy. And then 5th, I think, is the French league. Come on, grab that. Yes, Puka. Still, I could have put another bet on. My guy. But yeah, so you got those five leagues, more or less, they're very similar. Premier League is by far the best league, but the Premier League play the most games, and they're in the most competitions. So even though they're the best league, they're more prone to injury, they're more prone to burnout and all these things. So by the time they play those countries or those countries' teams in the European competitions, more or less anybody can beat anybody. It's who turns up on the day and who plays the best. That's basically it. But your question, like with regards to NFL and college football, I would more, let's see if we get these 3 points in the bag. I would more relate that to Premier League, and then you've got the Championship. So that's still it's still in England. It's just it's different. It's hard to explain because our soccer here works on promotions and relegations, which I also love. I think that's so great. There's good and bads, but you got the Premier League, top league. We've got a pyramid here. Premier League, top league. Below that, you've got Championship. Below that, you've got League One. The lowest 3 teams from the Premier League at the end of the season, they get demoted into the Championship. The top 3 teams from the Championship, or the top 2, get automatic promotion, and then the third one is a playoff to see who gets that 3rd spot. So there's a massive gap between the Premier League and the Championship, and that's why usually the 3 teams that come up usually go back down, except for this season. You got Sunderland and you got Leeds, who are doing very, 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 very good. So yeah, in the Premier League, one thing I love is that if you're in the Premier League, you deserve to be in the Premier League. You're not there just because you've got the most money. I mean, you're there because you've got the most money as well, but you're not there. You can't just play terrible football week in, week out and just remain in the league. If you do that, you're going down. Like what you see this year with Wolves and what you see with West Ham. Terrible teams, terrible management, terrible money management. They're going down. And that's just how it goes. And then you got to fight to get back up there. Man U fans since early 80s. Okay. Shout out to Man U fans. Another one of our rivals. Not looking too great for you guys at the moment. The best players in the world goal is to play in the Premier League. Most of the time, yes. Most of the time, yeah. And if you look at the Premier League, we have the best players in the world. You know, you look at the best striker, you've got Haaland, some of the best wingers, Saka, Mo Salah, you know, young talents. You got that. The best players usually go to the Premier League, or at least at some point go to the Premier League, if not at the start of their journey. Some also, it's hard because you can get transferred, you know. Just because you're in the Premier League this season, you might go to another team in Spain or France on loan for a season to get better and then come back, or you might go because it's a better career move, or, you know, or you just want a different type of football, the thing with playing in the Premier League is you have a lot of pressure. You're expected to come in and be great straight away, and if you're not, the media will let you know about it. And our media is so critical here, so a lot of people can't handle that pressure. Are we back? Yeah, we're back. So yeah, but yeah, typically speaking, a lot of people would go and play. The best players do come to the Premier League, and that's where most players want to play at some point in their life. And then you have the top 6 in the Premier League: Arsenal, Man United, City, Liverpool. Who else? Tottenham, although they shouldn't be in there. But yeah. Teams move between leagues, yes. So different to NFL, you have transfers. So players have prices, and if you're happy to meet that price, you can buy them from a club at the end. And you have 2 windows. January, like now, is a transfer window, and then you've got summer once the season's over. Those are the only times you can buy players. But yeah, you can buy a player from Spain, you can buy a player from Saudi Arabia, could buy a player. That's why you have MLS players playing in the Premier League. I think, who's the guy that plays for... I think he's not in the Premier League anymore, but he was Weston McKennie, something like that. All right, what are we doing? Come on, get to it. Ooh, who held it? Nice. Who is that? We take that all day long. What a grab. A late friend of yours was a Gunner, and another friend who's a Gunner fan too. Yeah, man. The Gunners have a big following in America as well. I'm not gonna lie. Globally, across the world, the big teams in England, Man United, Arsenal, and City and Liverpool. Those 4 probably have the biggest fan bases outside of England. But yeah, man, shout out all the Gooners worldwide. NFL is built to keep teams equal. They share the money, limits on what you can spend on your roster. Worst teams get the first pick in the draft. See, that's the thing. It's hard. It's so different, but I love both approaches. Like, I love the Premier League side of things where you get relegated and you get promoted, where you have to earn your right to be in the league. But then I also love the aspect of the fairness of the NFL. It's literally built around everybody being equally as competitive as the others, not based on what you spend. So, but then it's give and take, because on the Premier League side, if you're well run, like Arsenal for example, and you manage your money well and you do everything right as a club, why shouldn't you be rewarded for that? So yeah, it's different approaches, and I like both. I'll be real. I'll be giving them a sack. Oh, the flag was thrown. I'll be giving them a sack. What players am I most interested in checking out on other teams? I'm assuming you're talking about NFL. I like May. I'm not gonna lie. I like the look of him. When I was watching him play, I was in awe of some of his plays. So I like him. I like Stephon Diggs when I saw him playing for the Patriots, New England Patriots. I like him. He looked good. And then, to be honest, it's more what a throw, what a catch. Lovely play. Yeah, it's more I just like to see a lot of the names that I've heard of but never seen, Like, obviously you hear of your Kelseys, your Diggs, your Jackson. So yeah, I've heard a lot of famous names that it's just cool to see them on the thing. But yeah, I'm not gonna act like I know a lot of players. But I'm growing. I'm getting better, for sure. Who do you think I should look out for? Who should be on the radar? Second time out. Patrick Mahomes. I have heard of him. And he's for the Chiefs, yeah? Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, to be honest, I'm so early in the journey. It's like every day I get recommended stuff to check out, people to look for, and there's just so much content for me to take in. So yeah, slowly but surely I will for sure. Okay, what we doing, Stafford? What a throw, what a catch, and what a run. Nice. 3 Super Bowl championships in the last few years and been dominating the league. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch. That was a great throw. Going to have to watch something on him. Barry Sanders will be a good one. Yeah, that's the second. That was another recommendation as well. Actually, I get quite a lot of Barry Sanders on my YouTube comments. Retired in his prime right before breaking the record for career rush yards. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. Who was the other one? There was another guy that everyone was telling me. Who did they call Sweetness? Someone said check out someone. There was like a video on him and he was called Sweetness. Walter Payton, that was it. Yeah, I need to check that out. That's in my watch later at the moment. Is that another timeout? We've used all our timeouts? Peyton's record is the one Sanders was about to break. Okay. Alright, so I'm getting pointed in the right direction at least. That's a good sign. '60s to '90s players when the NFL was Wild West. Yeah, I like Stafford. What a throw! Ooh! Oh my God, that was so close. I thought that was it. He sold. But yeah, no, I watch a lot of. I've seen some of the older clips as well, and they look interesting. It's crazy seeing footage like from those sort of times and how old the footage looks. More hard hitting. I think that's the same with all sports. Oh, are we gonna get these 3 points? Nice. Yeah, I think that's the same with all sports. You know, that's the same with soccer. You know, there was so much more allowed back then. That's why we will never see. There was a team, Chelsea went a whole season and they only conceded 15 goals. That's unheard of. And that's because tackles were allowed. You know, a lot better, rougher tackles were allowed. Now, you know, everything is a foul. So yeah, it seems to be a bad way of the way sports is going in general, but I guess player safety is the main thing. So, hey, who am I to say? Walter Payton was not big but powerful, great balance and tenacious. Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For sure. If I showed you my watch later, you'd be surprised. I have so many videos to watch. Not enough time, not enough hours in the day. We are on another break, which is great. It's been a good stream though, guys. I'm enjoying this. What are you guys thinking of the stream so far? Second ever live stream. This is my second ever time being live anywhere. So, what are you guys thinking, man? Yeah, man, 100%. I'm gonna work my way through it for sure. Work my way through it, man. I wanna watch, what do you call it? Remember the Titans. I think I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. If I have enough time, I think I'm gonna watch it tomorrow night. So yeah, definitely wanna watch that. I appreciate that, guys, man. It's good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm drinking one of the best drinks made to man. If you guys have never had this, I can't sing the praises of this combination right here. Hold on. This combination, just remember me when you try it, please. But yeah, I definitely want to watch some more NFL movies for sure. Yeah, that was the one thing I lacked on the last stream. I didn't have no alcohol, but I was still flowing with the convo. But I feel even more relaxed now. I feel in my bag. I feel like I'm in America. I feel like I'm at the game. Friday Night Lights, not the series, best American sports movie. That was also on the list. So I done a poll on YouTube, and I think that was second. You know, so definitely that will also be watched 100%. I'm more of a film person than a series person personally. I like to just watch something once and just sit in and lock in for the full 3 hours, 3 hours, and that's it. So yeah, definitely let me know the best films, and I will check them all out for sure. Am I gonna watch the Ravens Steelers game? Oh, it's tonight. I guess that's off the back of this, right? Ravens versus Steelers. Let's see. Yeah, it's at 1:20. I'm not gonna be watching that, unfortunately, because I need to get to rest. I need to get to bed, and I'll be up at 8:30 tomorrow. Well, I'll be online for work at 8:30 tomorrow. And back to the New Year's grind of gym, work, reactions, bed, repeat. But yeah, I will check the highlights out for sure. Any games that I don't watch and that you guys drop in the comments for me to check out, I always watch them, and I do the highlights. The Longest Yard. Don't know if I've heard that, but even if it's not on the list, I'm gonna add it to my other one anyway, just to be sure, just to make sure I don't miss it. The Longest Yard football film. Friday Night Lights football film, not a series. So you guys know I'm about business, man. It's jotted down. I will get to it. This has been a crazy day of sports for me, because obviously I'm a soccer fan, so I still watch all the soccer games as well. But obviously they show at normal time for me. So, for example, there was a game on at 12:30 today. I watched that. Then there's a game at 3 o'clock. I watched that. Then there was a game at 5:30 with my rivals, City. I watched that. Then I had a bit of relaxing, done some cooking. Spoke to my girl for a little bit. And then I locked in here again for 9:25. So it's been a day of bare sports, as well as I got a haircut. So as you can tell, so it's been a busy old day. But I love me some sports. I can't lie. Yeah, trust me, man. Some of the best days. This week, I haven't had a week or let's say like just under 2 weeks like this in a long time. Like the Christmas break, for me, is the best period of the year. It's just that sort of nothing period where you can just really unwind, enjoy, and just kick back a bit, you know, and do what your heart really wants to, rather than having to wake up and work and being in that cycle. But yeah, if any of you watching aren't soccer fans, I would say become a soccer fan, or at least give it a try. And if you are going to give it a try, Arsenal are the team to follow for sure. You guys can you see that space behind me just there? I might have to get some shelves set up. You know, get an NFL, get a nice NFL football in there. Maybe a Rams helmet or a jersey. You have to get some memorabilia. Yeah, man, for sure. I think that's gonna have to be the goal. I might need one of those cloaks. I need to do a trip to America, man, so I can get this stuff. I think we have an NFL store here, but I'm not trying to pay NFL store prices. I'll be real. Maybe at eBay prices, maybe. Yeah, man, I'll be real. If you haven't given it a chance, I would say give it a chance, 100%. Because that's how I was. I was never. I'm always somebody that's very open-minded, very optimistic in general. So, I was never like, oh, American football is shit, or I just didn't know about it. That's literally the honest truth. Never knew about it. Never thought to give it a look in or anything like that. And yeah, one day I just decided to do it, and I've enjoyed it. And I think the same. You'll think the same for football, for soccer. It might not be the most entertaining game for you, depending on which game you watch, but that could be the same with NFL. One thing that will be a surprise for you if you do watch live games, may be hard for you depending on the time, but if you do watch any live games, is 45 minutes straight soccer, 15-minute break, 45 minutes straight soccer, like no ads. It's just straight to it, straight run the clock, and that's it, which is really good. And you see something, do you know what, there's a game coming up on Thursday, 8 p.m. GMT. So an hour and 15 minutes before this stream started. Arsenal versus Liverpool. That should be a good game. eBay prices are the move. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I'm gonna have to look at them, have a little look. A couple weeks from now, you guys might see me with a bit of decor in here. You want one of the sideline hats? $50. I need to check. I need to see what you mean. The sideline hats, $50. What's that here? Like £35? I don't even look good in hats. NBC and ESPN show Premier Games. Yeah, do you know what? I watched a couple. I watched the game, a video on YouTube yesterday, and it was around that whole seeding and playoffs, and it was like a CBS, I think, and they had like the Premier League stuff at the bottom. So I did notice that. Definitely lock in on give it a chance, I would say. And if you don't watch the games, at least watch the highlights. The highlights are good. Do you know what? I think because obviously you've got the World Cup coming in a few months now, innit? Or yeah, a few months. I think after the World Cup, I think soccer will grow quite significantly in America, in North America in general. So I look forward to that. I think Messi's already done massively for the sport in America. But yeah, there's so much more than just Messi. You know, Messi's prime was a long, long time ago. You guys are seeing, obviously what he's doing in the MLS is good. But, I mean, every single Premier League player that comes to the MLS would do the same, if not better, given Messi's age, you know? So, I think Heung-min Son, he just went over to the MLS. Every single Premier League or, European footballer that goes to the States I've seen, they've done good. So, yeah. I don't know. I think it will grow. And you guys are such a big population. I'm sure you guys would have some really, really, really good, really good players. I'm not gonna lie, 100%. So it's just a case of unlocking it. McKinney, he played for Leeds. McKinney, Weston McKinney, and he was a solid player. So yeah, man. Hopefully, I'm hoping it grows 100%. Rams have one of the best punters in the league. Kicks the ball to the other team on the 4th down. His name is Ethan Evans, and his favourite team is Arsenal. Okay, shout out Dynamic027. Appreciate the super chat. What's his name? Ethan Evans. I don't think I've seen him. Does he play? Is he playing at the moment? I don't think I've seen him. But yeah, I love that. I love that. Do you know what? One of my favorite things to see, I don't know if you guys see it because it comes up on my algorithm, but there's like I love the videos because they show like NFL teams, like logos of football, of soccer teams from the UK, and they're like, guess the team, like guess the name just from the logo. And I just love those videos because they're just such random names and thing. And some of them actually know them because they are fans of soccer. So that's really, really dope to see. I love that. But yeah, he kicks the ball to the other team on the 4th down. I've just reread what you said. And does that mean he's a specialty player? Is that why I haven't really noticed him? Am I watching any boxing? Do you know what? I watch the big matches. I'm not a massive boxing fan, but I watch the big matches. So I didn't watch I don't watch the gimmick games, the gimmick matches. So Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, for example. I don't watch that sort of stuff unless it's actually like a good gimmick match. But I'll watch like the big matches, you know, like a Fury Usyk or a Fury Joshua and those sort of things, 100%. The British do very well in boxing, though. That is a good thing. You have some World Cup games about 60 miles from you. Bro, 60 miles is a big distance for here. The size of the UK compared to the US is crazy. Compared to a state, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I said last year my goal was to come to the States and watch a World Cup game. Then they released the tickets for the World Cup games. And then I said, do you know what? My house isn't too bad. My house is not too bad at all. I don't know how America gets away with charging some of the prices that they charge. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Oh, they give like little pep talks. I'm seeing McVay chatting. Little halftime talk. But yeah, man, it's so extortionate. And that's even before you even book a plane ticket, hotel, which I'm sure is going to be like triple the price, you know, for them dates. So yeah, I packed that idea right in the bag, and yeah, I will be watching the games just at probably a very, very awkward time for me here, but let's see how it goes. But yeah, British boxing is good. I don't think I've ever watched an American boxing match if it hasn't included a British person. That's a good defense from them. Rizzy Robertson or Rogerson. Couldn't even read his name properly. Wait till you go LA. I may want to wait 20k. Do you know what? I know LA is super expensive. I have been told, and it's very very well known. You'd be surprised how expensive London is, though. Trust me, London is not cheap. It's not for the faint-hearted. That's for sure. I've been New York though. I went New York last May, and it was expensive, but it wasn't too bad. I don't think it was that bad. I think London's worse than New York, if I'm being honest, or at least on par, at least the same. Come on, Stafford, what you got for us? Nice. What? Oh, it got. Oh. These throws be deceptive sometimes. You be thinking that they made it, and then, you know, get you gassed for no reason. Yeah, man. We turn out some good. There's a good boxing culture in general. There's good sporting culture in England in general. For a country our size, I think we do extremely well on a lot of stages, which is weird. I've never really understood it why, but probably immigration, to be honest, because we have a lot of immigration. I mean, my family immigrated here in Windrush from the Caribbean. So yeah, that's probably part of it. New Orleans Saints have a former Gaelic football player from here, Charlie Smith. He just emailed the NFL and worked his way in. Ah, nice. Nice, man. I love to see foreign people in general doing well, no matter which way that goes, you know, whether they're someone coming from the States coming here. I just watched Ted Lasso on Patreon. I love that series. That has been one of the best series I've watched in a while. But yeah, foreign people doing well in general. I like to see people doing well, you know. So whether that's people coming from the States to here, or from here or Ireland or anywhere to there, you know, I just love to see it. Eras Island. Thanks for clearing that, because I actually had no idea where that was. It sucks that the Chiefs are not in the playoffs. 6-10 right now. First time missing playoffs with Mahomes. 6-10 as in 6 wins, 10 losses. That is that's not a great record for sure. I'm glad that I joined this I'm glad I joined this journey at a good time for the Rams, which is not typical for my luck, if I'm being honest. I usually pick a bad team, or a bad moment, let's say. So yeah, for example, when I first got into actually watching Arsenal games, then we went on 3 straight seasons second, and literally being that close. And hopefully this time is different, but yeah. What else do you guys want to know, man? Ask me some questions. I love answering shit. I love learning shit as well, so if you want to tell me some shit, let me know. Went from back-to-back Super Bowl championships to missing playoffs. Damn, man. Damn. Sounds like when I watched that, obviously it wasn't back-to-back things, but it sounded like when I watched The Greatest Show on Turf, and realistically they should have won that game. So yeah, it's a shame. Dynamic. Yeah, the punter is on the special teams. He kicks the balls to the other team for field position when the offense can't advance. Kicks the ball to the other team for field position when the offense can't advance. Okay, got you. So that's when they be doing it for the last kick, right? So they'll kick it as far as they can, and then that's where they can progress from. That makes sense. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for him. What was his name? Evans. Ethan Evans. I've always, I would love to kick a football. That you just have some things that you just want to do. I feel like I could. I mean, that's one thing I think Europeans would be great kickers, obviously, because we play soccer, I've seen a lot of videos on it as well, and they do kick it pretty well. I think I could kick a football. Okay, let's see what we're doing. Third quarter. Good movement from them. Check undiscovered. It's about the NFL International Player Pathway Program. Okay, let me add that to my notes. What was it called? Undiscovered. NFL International International Player Pathway Program. Yeah, I have to take notes, or else I don't even know if I'll be able to get them back. Let me see if I can see this play. Snap, handoff, rushed, poetic. Yeah, I'll be seeing a lot of there's a lot of promotion and a lot of, yeah, same as what you said before, a lot of European adaptation that's taking place. So I think there is a major push from the NFL to try and get more talent internationally, which is good. 100%. Mahomes torn ACL. Jeez. That is a very common... Is that the most common injury in NFL, would you say? It's definitely the most common injury. Hamstring or ACL. Snap is definitely the most common in soccer. Many NFL and college kickers coming from Australia. Okay. I think soccer's the biggest... Is soccer the biggest sport in Australia? I think rugby may be in Australia, actually. Aussies are big because of Pro Kick Australia, mostly coming from AFL. Okay. Shout out my Aussie cousins. Realistically, we're all cousins, Canada, America, UK, Australia. Oh my God, get him! Fucking hell. Got there in the end. I think we're ready for glass number 3. That's actually glass number 4. Glass number 3 on this stream. AFL and rugby league are the 2 main sports. Okay. Yeah, I thought I was wrong when I said soccer, to be fair, after thinking about it. Because Australia and New Zealand are very, very big on those physical rugby sort of sports. Steelers and Ravens game determines who get in the playoffs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the highlights on that one in the morning, or morning, lunchtime, one of the two, depending on how I work. I think tomorrow will be quiet, if I'm being honest. So I'll probably use some of that morning time to do some catching up to the final game week, see where things lie. The only thing I don't understand, so if you guys can let me know. Oh my god. Where the fuck was our defense? Oh, that has pissed me off. Yeah, the only thing I don't understand is more around the sort of timing. So where we are right now, obviously, I know this is our last final season game, and then you got the playoffs. When do the playoffs begin? How would I know when the playoffs begin? Is it the same time every season? When can you do transfers and drafts? And then when is I think the Super Bowl is February 8th. I think I put it in my calendar already. They missed the kick. Oh no, they got it. Now we got 1 point. 3 points, sorry, on them. That is jarring. Steelers and Ravens games are usually pretty good. I like the Ravens, to be fair. I've watched a few of their games and they seem like a decent team. Your EST Eastern time. Yeah, you got so many zonal times over there, which is crazy. I'm GMT and I know no other time. I have no idea how to convert times. So draft time happens in the off season after Super Bowl free agency stuff. So this period now, so between after this game for the Rams, for example, this is our last season game. Between then and the Super Bowl, what happens? You have the playoffs, obviously, but what does that look like timing wise? Do you have 2 weeks rest and then the playoffs begin, or depending on your seed, obviously, or how does that work? Or do you just go straight into playoffs that next week or this week sometime there'll be a playoff game? NFL is smart/greedy, like any league. Want to add international players to add viewership from other countries. Fair enough, that makes sense, and that's probably the way it will get bigger in Europe. Yeah, same with soccer. That's why the World Cup is in America. The Americans is probably the biggest market where they don't really have much soccer fans, which is crazy. So that's exactly why FIFA won it over there. The CFB playoffs aren't even done. College football playoffs not done. The free agency period starts in mid-March. Draft is in April. Okay. And is that the same every single season? Playoffs start next week. Can trade and sign players again start in March. NFL draft is late April. Okay, cool. Wildcard playoff round starts next week. Yeah, that's crazy. So basically just straight into it, which is good. No rest, which is nice for me because I can look forward to watching those games. Matches, you guys call it, right? Not games. No, it's a game. We call it matches. Football match. It's a football game for you guys, right? Unless you get the first seed, then you get a week off. Yeah, I saw that, which is a great and home advantage, which is lovely. Which is why we're a wildcard team, right? Even though we have a great record. That was a great run. Hope you guys beat the Eagles. I hope you do too, man. I hope you do too. I hope he beat the Cardinals first. Like, damn, they're putting up a bit of a fight. What's going on? 17 to 18 divisional, 25th conference. 17 to 18 divisional. And then SB Super Bowl. Okay. Hand off. Oh, he faked it and got me with the fake. Gotta be catching that though. Hate the Eagles. I don't know who my rivals are at the moment. I probably put it to. I don't really know. It's hard. I don't really have like. There was one team, I can't remember who they were, that I just didn't like because they beat us. I hate any team that beat us. I feel like my rivals change depending on the season. If you beat me the season before, you're my rival, and I need to get my get back the next season. That's the way I look at it. But I would say off the rip, just because they're in the same state, probably the 49ers. And also because so many people comment on my videos that, oh, you picked the wrong team, I didn't pick the wrong team. I picked the right team. And you're going to see why in the Super Bowl. It was Seahawks, yeah. I don't even like their name. Fuck the Seahawks. But shout you out if you're a fan of them. Alright, what we got? Snap. You got Stafford. Oh, footwork. Oh my god. How many of these passes are just not... It's just not it. Am I reading the game wrong, or is Stafford not having his best game today? Or is it the other team are just closing down very well, and it's more them being good than us being bad? What do you guys think? Divisional round, and after that, the NFC and AFC Conference Championships, and then whoever out of the 4 teams win that, 2 of those teams play against each other in the Super Bowl. And I look forward to it. Come on, get him. Nice, took his leg out. As Rams fans, we hate the 49ers, number 1, then Seattle, and their Cardinals are a division rival as well, but they suck. Okay, so more or less, I naturally gravitated to the right rivals anyway, because I definitely would put 49ers first, and then yeah, Seahawks I naturally hated anyway. So if that doesn't say I'm a true Rams fan, then I don't know what does. Stafford missed about 10 passes. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been. I usually love watching him play. I haven't been loving his play this game. I'll be real. He looks a bit low in confidence. I don't know, like in his throwing. Everybody has a bad day in that as well, though. But we need him to pick it up, especially in that last quarter. Go Rams. Alright, we're on a break anyway. Let me pour up another drink. At this rate, I need to be sponsored by Disaronno. Yeah, don't forget to smash that like button on the stream if you haven't already, man. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Robert, I'm just going to ignore that comment politely. Probably trying to also preserve himself. True. Okay. You have a big game in the wild card. That's true. That's true. To be fair, we don't necessarily need to win this game, do we? So it doesn't make sense to go all out necessarily. Fair enough. Don't worry, man. We're gonna beat them Eagles. I have a good feeling. As long as I watch, we should beat them. Their offense is definitely missing Adams. Huge piece. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That is what we're missing. Because usually Adams, from what I've seen anyway, he'd be making them crazy darting runs, those curved runs, and then at least if he gets marked, then it goes to Puka. But it seems like I don't know. Our channels aren't looking great so far. Alright, let's see. Come on, get to him. Nice. Oh, he didn't get him. My God, he got the first down. That was good by them. Give him some room this year. Next year, your full game. That's alright, man. That's alright. Don't worry. I'd hate for you to watch us win the Super Bowl. I'm joking. I'd love for you to watch us win the Super Bowl. Wouldn't be surprised if this is Stafford's last year. Fair enough, man. How old is he? We take that. I think when I looked at I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what team they had above us, but I think we were second odds on to win it, right? Second odds on favourites to win. I like being the underdog. Stafford is 37. Yeah, to be playing like that at 37 is elite. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi sort of ilk. To have legs on you still. Come on, get to him. Nice. Plus he has back issues. Been carrying the Rams on his back too long. I wish they put more games at 9:25 GMT. I think it's 1:25 Eastern, right? I wish they'd put more games on at that time, because that'd just be perfect for me. Good defense. At least he got a ring a few years back. Yeah, 2022. 22, 23, 20. Wait. Yeah, 2022, because I remember that year we also came second in as Arsenal. So that annoyed me, because I kept seeing that the Kroenkes' other team won, and we're the only team that the Kroenkes own that hasn't won their league. So yeah, I definitely saw that. I do need to watch a video on the 2022 Super Bowl run though, for sure. I ain't gonna read the comment. But let's just say the 49ers are ops, for sure. Wouldn't be surprised if you meet the 49ers. Yeah, man, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind it either. I won't mind an opportunity to take down the rivals. And we play at the same stadium, right? If I remember right. We've got about another hour to go in this game. Still very, very closely contended. I think, obviously the score doesn't show it, but I think Cardinals have been looking better. They've been looking a bit stronger. Where is the Super Bowl being played? In Cali. Okay. Who do we say? Was it 49ers and Chargers that share the stadium? I can't remember. There was two teams that share the stadium. I remember I was watching Saturn and they was telling me that they share Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. That's where the Super Bowl is. Rams and Chargers. Okay. That's it. Yeah, Chargers wasn't even an option for me. I'm not gonna lie. Who did I like? Obviously I liked the Rams. I like the Ravens. They just look like a cool. Like if I was to go off aesthetics only, it would either be the Raiders or the Ravens maybe, or the Eagles. I just like all the Vikings. The Vikings jerseys. I love the purple. You know, that's my favorite color. So yeah, aesthetics. I would have picked another team for sure. But we're not doing it for the look. Come on, that was a good throw by them, and they got their down. Niners up north where the SB has been. SoFi Stadium, Rams. Also the New York Giants and the Jets. Okay. Yeah, the Jets. I think I watched a game of theirs yesterday. Actually, they're sort of. Oh, who's that? Carter. Shout out Carter, man. I see him with the Jamaica flag. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Jets. They've got like a mint green sort of going on, which kind of reminds me of like Land Rover when I was looking at their pitch. I liked it. Nice. Who is that? Landman. In 2022, when the Rams won the Super Bowl, they beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, the semi-final, to advance to the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, that must have been a lovely, lovely, lovely feeling. And it was so nice, we have to do it twice, hopefully. Do we have any British people playing in the NFL at the moment? Any British players? British, Scottish, British, Scottish is British. British or Irish players is what I meant to say. Why are they replaying this so many times? He caught it. Oh, did he? Was that a fumble? Nah, he caught that. Oh, man, don't let them get a touchdown, please. I can't. Come on, rush. Was that in? Oh, my God. Why are we taking our foot off the gas? It's like we just don't even care at the moment. This is terrible. This is disappointing. First time this game we've lost the lead. Giants have 2 Brits. Okay. Yeah, that's a touchdown, man. We've seen it. Let's keep playing. Let's keep going. That is fucking annoying. And they get the other points. Yep, the other point. Got another advert. I need an advert break at this point. I'm not gonna lie. This is the only advert break I'm happy to see. That has pissed me off. How are we losing the lead like that? Lewis Reese, Zamet, UK rugby player, was on the Chiefs practice squad but didn't make the team. Okay. I mean, he made it out there. That's the main thing. Lewis, such a British name. Welsh. Still British. British name anyway. Shout out my Welsh people. That has really dampened my mood, man. One thing I hate is going behind in sports. I hate losing. Like, I'm just not a loser, you know. So it rubs me up the wrong way. It just makes you. I wish I could just, you know. I wish I could just jump on the field and influence the game myself. It's fine anyway. Either way, it's 5th or 6th seed. I think over here we would call this game. This would be called a dead rubber. You know, like it doesn't really matter. You could put out any team. Doesn't really matter. But it's a pride thing, you know. I don't want to lose. Supposedly the top UK rugby player. Oh, is it? I have no idea. I don't even know any. I don't know any rugby players, to be honest with you. So, yeah, news to me. You disappointed in us? I'm disappointed in us. I'm very disappointed in us. It's fine though, man. We're only a touchdown away. Hopefully, my boy Puka can just carry us on his back. We're back. I find it funny that you guys have cheerleaders. Like, what's the idea behind having cheerleaders? Because are people watching the cheerleaders cheer, or are they actually watching the game? You know. I mean, I don't mind cheerleaders, of course, but I'm just curious as to what the incentive is for them. I see they take it seriously though, because I've had a couple of the team's things come up on my TikTok algorithm and that. 3-game losing streak going into the playoffs isn't good. That is also very true. Come on, Puka. Just shy. That is also very true. I definitely don't want to be on a losing streak. But, yeah, I don't know. Is there a silver lining? Silver lining, maybe we don't have our very best lineup out. Is Puka coming off? Why did they change him? Why did they take him off? Oh my God, what a run. What a rush. What a rush. Can you bet on sports in London? Yeah, man. You can bet on sports, on any sport. If you can watch it, you can bet on it. For sure. You can bet on anything, to be honest. All the same thing. I think I could definitely bet on football. Cheerleaders just for fan engagement. Girls get into it. NFL hits every angle. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I'm not a girl. I wouldn't know how they think, but I wouldn't imagine looking at females cheerleading would make me want to watch football. But each to their own. Each to their own. Shout out the female fans. The one thing I will say is though is there is a very heavy female football fan base, because I have a lot of females commenting on my YouTube videos. So yeah, man, shout them out. And if you're watching right now, shout you out. Good throw and good run. College football is where AF begin. Cheerleading as well as other traditions began with college football. Okay. That makes more sense. Like, I can understand like a cheerleading club at college, and you know, you integrate that to the team, and that makes sense. That actually does make sense. They don't want him getting hurt in a meaningless game. Yeah, that makes sense to be fair as well. Just don't make us lose, McVay. Come on. Let me see some tactical nous. Some ingenuity. Let me see something. Come on, what we got here? Stafford. There we go. Nice. That's a good yardage gain. Higby. That's if I ever knew an American name, that would be it. Higby. That just sounds American. Y'all gonna tell me he ain't American now? I ain't gonna do that again. I feel like the cheerleaders are more for the guys than the girls. That's how I thought. That's what I thought, to be honest with you. Like, I wouldn't mind. In fact, let me not. Let me not. They got an injury. Minus the Vikings. Minus the Vikings. What does that mean? In some universe, it's going to be Chiefs, Rams in the Super Bowl next year. I mean, I don't care who gets in there with us. As long as we're there, I will be there. Yeah, Chris, you know what? That's a good... Hey, push pack. Shout you out. You know your stuff. You know your stuff. Crystal Palace are the only team in the Premier League that have cheerleaders. And I always looked at it. Let me tell you this. Obviously, I'm from South East London. Literally about 10 minutes drive from... I'm from Lewisham, so it's about 10 minutes drive from Crystal Palace. And that was one of my first jobs. I worked in the Crystal Palace Stadium and in their sort of hospitality boxes and stuff. So, you know, like a host, you know. And that was the first time I ever saw the cheerleaders, and I was blown away. I was like, what the fuck? Why do we have cheerleaders? I've never seen cheerleaders full stop. Like school, college, uni, none of that. So seeing them at Crystal Palace was like, what the fuck? It was mind blowing. But yeah, that is a great shout. You know your stuff, man. Shout you out. That is a good catch. One thing the Premier League teams do have, though, they have a lot of them have mascots. Like even we have mascot. We got the Gunnosaurus. So yeah, that is very common. But yeah, W's in the chat, man. W's in the chat for that. W's in the chat for all of you, man. We're on another break. Got what? 45, 50 minutes to turn this around, hopefully. Let's see. Let's run another poll. Let's see what you guys are. Where you guys check your temperatures. Yeah, man, bare commercial breaks. I'm kind of, funnily enough, second game in, I'm kind of used to it. Nice. There we go. Is that? Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. Parkinson, my guy. Oh my God. What a touchdown. I'll take that. We're back in the lead. As soon as I done that poll as well. That's crazy. It's like I knew. But yeah, what I was saying is, I'm back happy now, man. You see, it's what a touchdown does to you. Great run, great vision, and nice leap. Yeah, the only advantage to having the commercial breaks for me, anyway, as a streamer, is I can at least respond. My chat isn't even that hectic. Nice, we got the point as well. Yeah, my chat's not too hectic, but I can, run polls and not miss anything, so that is good. But yeah, definitely back in it now. But again, they're only a touchdown away, so we need to keep our foot on the gas here. It's funny how we say foot on another break. Didn't we just have a break? Did someone do a timeout or something? But yeah, it's funny how we say some American phrases here, like foot on the gas, even though we don't call it gas. Foot on the pedal is probably what we would say. Keep your foot on the pedal. Yeah. Defense needs to get a stop. Yeah, man. We need a nice clutch sack right about now. Alright, massive shout out to Dynamic 027 though, my very first super chat. That you're a legend. I appreciate that. Not gonna lie though, the last stream I was watching, it was a lot later to be fair. But I'm not even feeling too tired. I'll be real. If I didn't have work tomorrow, I would definitely watch that other game. Predicting 3rd and 9, and Jared Verse gets a big sack. I like Verse, man. I like Verse. I'm hoping he does what he needs to do. Either him or what was the other guy's name again? Was it Turner? Was it Turner? It was in the chat. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't even know. Nah, trust me, one day we will for sure. For sure. If it was a Saturday, for example, I would do it 100%. Might have to buy some weed so that I can go to sleep afterwards, but I would do it. My resolution was to stop smoking. So from the new year, I stopped smoking, and I didn't go to sleep on that first night until 4:30 a.m. peak. Yesterday I went to sleep at like 2:30 a.m. So it's getting progressively better, but that's what happens. I stopped smoking last year. Then I had a Jamaica trip in September. So obviously, naturally, I'm going to smoke, you get me? So I was smoking and then come back, and it was hard to put it back down, you know? So yeah, Christmas time, enjoyed a bit of fun and, you know, locking back in. If I want to be serious about this content, I need to be serious, you know, and not smoke your life away. So I love me some weed, but I love me some money and some progression and some growth even more. So that's the goal. Kobe Turner. I need to remember that. Turner. We're back. 3 points difference. Okay, fake. He's running back, but no one's chasing him. Oh, no. Fuck. That was a good throw by them. Good throw and catch. They got so much yards gained there. Yeah, that was a good catch by Wilson. I have to hold it to him. Disappointing, but it was good. I'm telling you, man. It makes you slip into bad habits. Makes you comfortable. That's what it does. And I ain't trying to be comfortable, man. I love it until I'm not high anymore. We better not lose this lead now, man. Second time taking the lead. We got to hold it this time. Get him. Nice. I want to see some disrespectful celebrations live, you know? I definitely want to watch the draft this season. Well, for next season. I don't even mind if we stink it out and just win by 1 point. I'll take that. I will take that. Just let me sign off happy. That's all I ask. But yeah, man, what you guys saying? Have you guys ever been to London? Ever been to the UK? Ever been Europe? Let me know. Any hesitations going? Any doubts? Any questions? Let's end this poll. I don't know why. I love polls. I don't know why. Never been out the US. Hey, fair enough. I mean, if I was in the US, maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know. I love traveling, but I've heard that, that's one thing that we do hear a lot in the UK is that a lot of Americans don't even have passports because of obviously the size of the US and you can travel in between states and stuff. I mean, what's the real need? But I would definitely recommend it for sure, 100%. And if not London, like there's so many nice places just outside of the US that are worth visiting. I've been so many places. Like I love it. I love it. Like I love traveling. That's one of my favorite. That is my favorite thing to do. So I definitely recommend it. But then again, I understand the difference in traveling for you guys and for us. If I get in my car and drive 6 hours, I'm in Amsterdam, and I do that all the time every year. Whereas 6 hours for you guys, you're probably from North Texas to South Texas. So it is a big difference. Pushback, you've been in England, stayed in Ealing. Aye, that is crazy because that's where my girlfriend's from, Ealing. So hey, shout you out, man. That's 2 W's in this stream. You're killing it. But yeah, man, that's nice. But how long ago did you come? It's a big country. You can find almost everything you need here, and traveling is so easy. 100%. I'm not doubting that. 100%. I think America is very diverse. So many different things to experience. But the only thing you don't experience, I mean, you obviously do, but not to this extent, is not being surrounded by Americans. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just different. It's good to experience different cultures and different environments, different architecture. I love architecture. I think England has some of the best architecture ever. I think even in America, some of your architecture is based off of from us, obviously. So yeah, I think there's massive advantages. My favorite place that I've been to. That's a good question. I have a few answers because that's a hard question to ask. For nostalgic reasons, one of my favorite holidays is Orlando, Florida, because that was my very first trip as a child, and my mom took me and my siblings, and we went Disney World, and it was just a really good experience that I remember as a core memory. So that was like a nostalgic trip. In terms of like the holiday itself, I would probably say, controversially now, obviously, but I went to Israel. I went to Jerusalem when I was in school, as a school trip for RE, and that was a great play. Sorry to break that up, but my boy Turner. Oh no, it was Verse. No, it was both of them. I don't care who it was. All of them. We take that. Who called a sack? Whoever called a sack, W for that. But yeah, what I was saying is Jerusalem, that was a great cultural experience. Like it was before all of the stuff going on. So yeah, that was a great trip. But more recently, I'd say also Dominican Republic, Jamaica. Oh my God, if you haven't been... Nowhere in America is like Jamaica. So if you haven't been to Jamaica, I would recommend Jamaica. That's like one of the most naturally beautiful countries ever. Not many high rises other than hotels. Not like, not that sort of developed thing. It's like it's very naturally beautiful, down to earth, humble. Yeah, it's just really, really good place to visit. And the Caribbean in general. I really love visiting the Caribbean. I haven't been to Asia, so that's what someplace I do want to go. Come on, what are we doing? All right, we'll go again. You'd go for architecture and historical stuff. Yeah, man. I think England is probably top in the world for that. England, Barcelona in Spain, and then obviously Asia. I haven't been to Asia, but I've heard of their architecture and I've seen their architecture. I'd love to go to some of those temples and stuff, and I want to go Brazil, see that massive Jesus statue. So yeah, I love architecture as well. That's like one of my main reasons for traveling, just to experience different cultures and different people, different, aesthetics. Come on, Stafford, what you got for us? Nice, let's keep it moving. Did he get it? He got the first down? You got it? Was there in 88, 89, was in London, went up to Coventry, rugby, London. Yeah, man. I mean, a lot has changed since then, for sure. for good or for bad, for good or for worse, that's debatable. But a lot has changed, 100%. I don't think I've been Coventry. I've definitely cut through Coventry. Been Birmingham for sure. That's the thing. A lot of English people haven't actually visited a lot of the UK. That I know of anyway. I've never been Scotland, never been Ireland, never been Wales. But I would go Scotland. I would go to all of those, but it's just not been high on my list because I'm from the UK, obviously. That would be a crazy trip. 1,000% it would be. You've been Puerto Rico. Oh yeah, that's true. I forget Puerto Rico is part of America. That's crazy. I would love to go Puerto Rico as well. Japan, yeah, that would be lovely. That would be lovely. And Bath. I've never been Bath, but I've heard Bath's pretty nice. Yeah, I've heard Bath's pretty nice. I mean, the UK in general is very similar. If I wasn't... Oh my God, what a run. Keeping blocked. Oh, we just needed a little bit better blocking, man. Even Williams is frustrated because it was there. We could have made that play, man. We could have made so much more out of that play. Yeah, I'm disappointed in that. Yeah, if I wasn't from the UK, I would probably recommend. I mean, sorry, if someone was coming to the UK, I would probably recommend for them to visit London for sure, Manchester for sure, and Liverpool. Liverpool is probably underrated, in my opinion, but I love Liverpool. I love their accents. I love the way that the people are. Very humble, very down to earth people. Very, very open. Stafford, man. There's a European Pro Football League, European League of Football, EFL, 15 teams, only 4 US players per team. The old league had 10 to 12. So trying to develop European players. US Virgin Island. Yeah, I think that's what's needed. I think, yeah, they just need to develop. Same like the flip side with soccer in America. They just need to develop the talent that they have. And get more competitive within the country before they're able... What a touchdown. There we go. It's Higby again. Okay. Bit of comfort now. Bit of breathing room. There we go. Now we're shifting up again. Finally. But yeah, US Virgin Islands, St. John, St. Thomas, all 3 of those I would love to visit. Never been, but I've heard they're very nice. And also the British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, all these places I would love to. The Bahamas. I think the Bahamas is British, isn't it? I can't remember. Or American. It's one of the two. We get the point as well. Nice. 10-point lead. Now I can feel a bit more comfortable. And take a shot to that. Cheers. Shout out Higby. Almost lost his footing. Done well. And we got another advert right on cue. Yeah, man. Yeah, in terms of America though, I've only been... Where have I been? I've been Florida. I've been New York twice. Have I been anywhere else in America? New York, Florida. I think those are the only 2 places I've been, So not LA, California is on my list for sure. Well, I guess LA. But there's so many places that I would love to visit in America. I can't lie. It's just America's so expensive to get to. So it's like, yeah, it's got to be worthwhile. But yeah, I went Florida back when I was a kid. So I went Disney World in Orlando. One of the greatest memories I have. Absolutely love it. I know I visited the McDonald's there. I think it was the biggest in the world at the time. Not sure if it still is. Red Lobster. Yeah, just a few memories I have. And I was a kid, which is crazy. I remember there was a lizard that came up my bath when I was there. And we had like a swimming pool. Like this is because it's so different from being here. We had like a little outhouse with a swimming pool. Like it was really nice, big accommodation. And you come here, you're not getting any properties unless you're a millionaire. You're not getting any properties with a swimming pool in it at all. So, yeah, it's different. If you see the place that I'm in right now, I'm in a 1-bed flat in London, about 30 minutes from central London on the train, 25 minutes from central London on the train. I think it's about 45 to 49 square meters, this flat, this apartment. And boy, if I tell you how much it costs to rent privately, I think it's about, if I put it into dollars, it's maybe like just around 2,000 a month you would get on rent. It would cost on rent. Nah, that's conservative. I think like between 2 to 2.5. Yeah, no bills. That's just the property. So it's tough. It's tough. Higby with a little dance and celebration. Yeah, I'm telling you, London is expensive out here, man. That's why most people that you work with, like most people that I work with, for example, they'll be doing flat shares. You know, you'll have 4 or 5 people in a house, or you'd have 2, 3 people in an apartment, and they just pay for the room. It's about $850, between 700 to, let's say, 900 for a room in a shared house. So that's pounds, by the way. So that's maybe, let's say $900 to $1,200, $1,300 for a room in a house or a room in an apartment, and you share your living spaces, you know. So yeah, it's definitely a cost of living crisis over here for sure. And it's cheaper if you live outside of London, of course, but then you end up paying, our transport here is so expensive. So you end up, whatever you save on accommodation, if you work in central London, you're paying that to get back into London. So it's tough. It's tough. That's why you have to work until you don't have to. Same in NYC, Sydney, Australia, 100%, man. All the major cities. That's literally how it be, unfortunately. They don't make it easy for you out here. But hey, pros and cons to living everywhere, right? 100%. I think, obviously this is all I know, so I don't know. I'm sure there's some other places that I would love living in, but there's definitely a lot of pros to living in London, for sure. Opportunity-wise, come on, grab him. Nice, he fumbled it, that's ours. Oh no, he got it back. Yeah, opportunity-wise, it's a good place to live. Healthcare in general for the UK is it's good. Taxes not so good. Could be worse. Food-wise, I'm very happy with our European food standards, if I'm being honest. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of pros and cons everywhere, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Cool. Fourth quarter. Come on. Nice. I heard food in the UK is not that great. I would say that's... What's the word that I'm looking for? That is a... I can't find the word, but you know when you hear something that it's not right, but it's just like, it's not a conspiracy, but you know, I can't find the word I'm looking for. But basically, food in the UK is like food in New York, I would say, or in America. You know, maybe your classic American dishes aren't, necessarily the best. Same with English, like proper national English dishes, if you're saying fish and chips or tikka masala curry. But there's so much cultures in England, so much cultures in London, in the UK in general, that it's just that no one can ever say that food in the UK isn't good, because you've got food from everywhere across the globe here, So anything that you want, you have it here. So when they say food isn't great in the UK, I think they mean beans on toast, bangers and mash, which I don't eat any of that myself. So yeah, I mean, the food I eat is perfectly fine. I eat Caribbean food, I eat Mexican food, Indian, Chinese. I don't know what to tell you. I think the food here is fine. You've got everything. I think probably the same in America. You'd have everything. Plus, we've got all the brands that you guys have over there. Well, not all of them, but the majority, you know. Wendy's, Wingstop, McDonald's, KFC. All of those, basically. Oh, that's cute. Stafford and his family. I'm guessing those are his girls. He got all girls. That's crazy. Yeah, 100%. I think, do you know what it is? I think a lot of Americans probably come to the UK and, oh, Puka almost made it. Come to the UK and they probably want to try authentic British food. And then if you try that, then you're like, you know, it's not that great. And I, you know, if I was to have it myself, I would probably say the same because there's not much seasoning, there's not much flavors going on. It's just very bland and very, if I'm being honest, it's like almost borderline poverty food. British food, if I'm being like pretty frank. So yeah, but if you're looking for Caribbean spots, you know, you got Caribbean food, you got Mexican, you got Indian, you got like honestly everything and everywhere. Like where I live, for example, you got everything. Nice. Yeah, where I live, you got everything on your doorstep, and that's the same for everywhere in the UK, like everywhere in London at least, you know. So yeah, they just probably haven't been shown the right places. But if you hit me up and you're in the UK, I'll let you know. Yeah, they definitely ate. They probably went to a pub and got like a Sunday roast or something, or I don't know, bangers and mash from a fish and chip shop, you know. So if that's what they had, then they're probably right. They're probably right. It wasn't great. But they should have hit me up. I'll let them know where to go for sure. Oh my God, what a run! What a run! Oh, fucking hell. Inside what? Inside 50 now, no? What a run. Oh, no, it wasn't inside 50. It was inside 60. No, it wasn't inside 50. Fish and chip shop. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I don't even eat fish and chips, if I'm being honest. I do eat from the fish and chip shop, like, occasionally. But I'd get a sausage and chips. And, I mean, it's a sausage. You can't go wrong with a sausage. And chips are chips. Or fries, as you guys say. I'm not a massive carbs person anyway. I like to eat protein, and that's more or less me. Coffee, protein, fruits. That's me. McVeigh is an animated character. Reminds me of Mikel Arteta. If we can get another touchdown, I'll feel very comfortable. I'll feel a bit more laid back. It's still very close. Not very close, but it's still close. Still within reach for them. Nice. Oof. Oh, they're putting a quarterback on. That's one thing. Like, okay, so I didn't know that. You can take people out and bring them back in. That is different from soccer. With soccer, once you make a sub and you make a change, that player's done. They can't go back on the pitch. So that's interesting. It must be nice watching your fave team with a winning record playing pointless games right now since we're not in the playoffs. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense, innit? If you're not in the playoffs, you're just playing games for the sake of it because you're going to be in the league next season. It doesn't really do anything whether you win or lose, right? That's crazy. So I guess that makes the game even a little bit less competitive because they don't have anything to play for other than pride. But I guess you have to give Cardinals some props then because they made it maybe a trickier game than I thought it would have been, given the circumstance. So the 49ers are wild cards too, as well as the Packers. The Seahawks won the division. Alright, well, we got Stafford. We got nice. Was that in? Was that in? We just put in our players who didn't get to play during the early part of the season. That makes sense. You can have 4 wide receivers, 1 player, then sub for 1 wide receiver and 3 tight ends. The next player, teams have multiple personnel packages depending on strategy. Yeah, that's cool. That is actually quite nice. I like that. Because it's, for example, if someone's injured, you can take them off, ice pack them, give them, some recovery time, especially if they're not needed as such, but you might need them later and you can recall on them, which is cool. I like that. Oh, having some stream difficulties. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a good difference. I like that. Learn something new every game. Oh wow. Both those other games are tied. 17-17 and 16-16. Tense. In the fourth quarter. There's a fake from Stafford. What are you going to do? Nice. Nice throw. Nice catch. My boy Nakua. Come on, and he's just straight back to it. There are always 1 QB and 5 linemen, but the number of wide receivers and to running backs to tight ends changes every few plays. Okay. So that's what I haven't really noticed, and which I want to pick up more on, is the formations, the changes, and, the tactical play, the runs that they make, when they're blocking off people. Touch. Oh, so close. So close. My boy Nakua is going to bring us another one. That was Corum that time, but this is the play now. Final timeout for the Cardinals. We still got 3 timeouts. It's looking good. That's the other thing. So back on the topic of soccer, actually, that's one thing that I noticed that I think a lot of people in America don't appreciate is with NFL, you have the ability to make in-game changes, tactical changes, and, really the coach can really make a stamp on the game and has real authority and control over the plays and everything. With soccer, why I also think it's a very, similar level of tactical and difficult game. Let's see this snap first. Get that ball to Nakua. There we go. It wasn't to Nakua, but we take the touchdown. Nice. Love that. What I was saying is with soccer is the manager basically has whatever training they do before the game, in the few days before or a couple of days before, for the tactics to be on point and to be practiced. And then whatever happens in the game in that 45 minutes. Maybe you'll have a short break or injury or, minor moment where you're able to get some tactics to some of your players and, change a couple of things. But for the most part, the players have to have control and take ownership over the plays and over what you want to achieve. So it's quite different. In soccer, when do managers usually sub in players who don't play? So that is dependent. So if there's an injury, they'll sub them straight away, of course. But generally speaking, you tend to see managers sub either at halfway. So you have after 45 minutes, you have 15 minutes half time, and then you'll come back out, and some managers change then. More often, you'll see managers change at like the 70-minute mark. So after they come back out, another 25 minutes worth of playing for those players, and then they'll make some changes when to freshen things up, because the other team's defense might be a bit more tired now. You might bring on some players who have more pace and they can run in behind and stretch the defense a bit more. Or you might want to change formation and play a different way. And yeah, it depends who you're playing. But generally speaking, you'll see managers change it around the 70-minute mark. So yeah, it's interesting. But it also depends on what team you're playing. So for example, Arsenal. If we play Burnley, if we play Wolves, for example, bottom of the table, we might rotate our team with like 6 or 7 players who don't usually play in the big games, just so that your other players can get a rest for some of the more important games. Or if you've got a cup competition, which is like, that's the other thing I forgot to say. So you play in Europe, you play the Premier League, but then you also play you also play 2 competitions in England. So FA Cup, which is like all of the football teams in England, and there's hundreds, if not thousands. They all compete in it throughout the year, and then you do playoffs and you get to that final bit. And then you've got another one, which is the Carabao Cup. So there's so many games and it's so competitive. I feel like soccer is the hardest sport because if you don't have cardio, you're cooked. I'm not going to lie. I really honestly do think soccer is the hardest sport out there. Just because these guys are running about 9 miles on average just in one game. Plus, you have to actually, it's not like they're just running up and down and they're just kicking a ball to each other. Like it is very, very tense, very intense, very technical, very structured. It's very, very, very high level. That's why when you see games with low scores, 1-0, 0-0, or 1-1, those sort of games, and you don't see teams blowing the other team away, it says more about the level of the league than anything. I think a lot of Americans look at it and think this is a dead game. That's the kick. Nice. Yeah, they look at it and think, this is rubbish. There's no goals. Why is he passing it backwards? But same way you're in NFL, the QB might run backwards. You're losing yards, but he's running backwards so that he can see a better play forward. Same as in soccer. He's passing backwards so that they can call on the press, get the players to run, the opposing team to run towards them, and then break the lines. It's all tactical. So it's very hard game. See the communication on the coaches. They not only talk to each other, but to the eye in the sky. Coaches up in the boxes looking down, also looking down at each other, trying to steal signals. That's crazy. I always wondered because you see them with the mics on and, it looks very, as obnoxious as it sounds, it looks very American. Just because I've never really seen that anywhere. So he ran it out. So yeah, it's very cool to see. But I've always wondered why they got all these, who are they talking to? But that makes sense. That makes sense. So it's rare, for example, the score would be 5-0. Not rare. It's not rare. It just depends on what teams are playing. So, for example, Arsenal, they played Leeds earlier in the season. We beat them 5-1. We played Aston Villa, a Birmingham team, which are very, very good. They're second right now or third. We played them last week. We beat them 4-1. So it just depends on who you're playing and how good your team turns up on the day and how the other team turn up also. So it's not rare, but usually those sort of scorelines only come from a very, very high level team playing usually a low level team in the league or a weakened team due to injury. That's also very possible. But yeah, it's less likely. But you also, it's hard to say. It just depends. Like it's the players are the best players in the world. So they're the best defensively, but they're also the best offensively. So, for example, we played a team called Bournemouth. They're 12th in the league, or something like that. They hadn't won in 11 games. Nice. And then we beat them 3-2. But all of their games this season, they've been the highest scoring games this season. 3-2 for us, 4-4 with Man United, 3-3 with Chelsea, I think, or something. So, you do get a lot of high scoring games in the Premier League. Nice. Coaches talk directly to the players. They got a radio in. Oh shit! I didn't know that. There's a helmet in the players. There's a radio in their helmet. That is crazy. So that is different. That is very, very different. That is cool. So that is a cool thing I didn't know. Helmets with green stickers on the back have sideline comms. So why not have all of them have sideline comms, or is it just too distracting? Oh my God, get him. Nice. Your team killing it. My team Broncos killing it. Yeah, man. Shout them out. Shout out the Broncos. Shout out the Rams. Until his final death, then I hope it's just the Rams. Too much convo, too much lost in translation. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You probably just want your, someone who's the leader. Or do you have captains? That's one thing I didn't know. Do you have captains on, or is your QB basically your captain? Is this a bad injury for Young? I like Young as well. Just the QB can hear from coaches, and one on the defense usually. That makes sense. So basically, you're captain. I have a deep hatred for the Broncos this year. Where are the Broncos based? Two left on the clock. Looks like the Eagles are trailing. That's not a bad look as well. If they go into that game against us with a loss and we go in with a win, that's a confidence booster. Nice tackle. Denver, Colorado. Okay. That's where South Park was based, innit? QB is almost always the offensive captain, but you also have defensive and special team captains. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, hopefully this is the last advert. Let's see. I feel like it's been a while since the last advert though. Main people normally call the coin flip at the start. Sometimes big defensive playmakers are captains. Okay. The QB has to verbally communicate that info to the others. That's why the crowd noise can really affect games. If players can't hear the QB, you'll see a C on the chest of the captain. Okay. That's the captain. Got you. So many nuances in this sport. What's the weather like over there at this time? I'm guessing in California it's hot all the time anyway, but over here at least it's -2 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty cold. Gonna be getting colder for sure. So confused who's going to win the MVP award this year. People said Stafford, but I don't know. Is it usually the QB that gets the MVP only? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I haven't watched enough to really have an opinion on that. Who's the options? Weather here is very similar to UK weather. Oh, okay. Oh shit, I didn't know California got cold. I thought it was hot all year. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's one thing that makes going to games fun. Crowd noise can and does impact games, so you feel like you're part of it. That is very similar to soccer. I don't know if you guys know it, but we soccer fans, I think, are some of the best. That when you hear the chants, that they can really make an atmosphere in the home. For example, if I give you Arsenal, we're unbeaten at home this season. And that's purely because of the atmosphere that we generate and the pressure that teams feel when they play in our stadium. 60,000 fans plus just, singing in tandem and British fans, we love to take the piss out of the opposing team and boo players when they're getting subbed on from the opposing team. sing and take the piss out of them, put them. Oh, nice! Thank God they didn't get that touchdown. Yeah, put the pressure on them and really make it a hard place to play at, basically. Yeah, thank God they didn't get that catch, boy. This is why fans get extra loud on third downs to make a fourth down punt and get their team the ball back. Okay. In Washington, it's the same it's similar to the UK. That makes sense. Yeah. I've heard that. Seattle is Seattle in Washington, right? I've heard Seattle is very similar to London. And my old company, I used to work for Expedia, and their headquarters was in Seattle. So yeah, I had a lot of colleagues that were based out there, and they used to say similar when they came to our office. Yeah, mostly QBs get the MVP, but other positions can, but they have to be close to perfect. That makes sense. Yeah, great defense there. $60 miles south of Seattle. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. 60 miles for me. Where would I be in 60 miles? I don't even know. 60 miles, I'm probably in like near Coventry, to be honest. Coventry, Birmingham. Nah, actually, I'm chatting rubbish. Maybe just below that, maybe Nottingham. 2 takeaways, 6 sacks. Yeah, he killed it in with the sacks this game. All your Seattle ties, you should have chosen Seahawks. Them are old colleagues, man. Old colleagues for a reason. Now I've got Californian ties. Well, where I work now, to be fair, where I work now, we have offices all over the globe. Probably in Seattle, probably in California. Definitely in New York. I'm surprised they got number 1 seed. They get a 2-week break before the play in the playoffs. Yeah, man, that's nice. Lucky for them. But I guess also that could be a disadvantage. He was the captain. I see the C on his jersey. But yeah, I guess that could also be a disadvantage because you also haven't played. Oh, is the game done? What happened? Did they just have to run the clock down or something? We take that, man. We take wins. We take the dub. Any day. W's in the chat, man. We'll take that. Clinch number 5 seed. We'll play Carolina Panthers in the wildcard game. Nice. We'll take that. Surprisingly warm here in Colorado. Rockies, 17 degrees Celsius. Damn. 17 degrees Celsius is a good summer for us. That's a good summer here in London. We'll take that. It has to be a 6-hour drive before an American says maybe that's too far. I like driving, to be fair. My old jobs were driving, so I'm not a hater on that. I like a good drive, but 6-hour drive and I'm in Amsterdam, so yeah, it's big difference. But yeah, it looks like we're not playing the Eagles anymore. I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah, we're playing the Panthers. So we shall see the Panthers in the playoffs and hopefully get ourselves over to the Super Bowl eventually. I think the Lions just beat the Chicago Bears as well. Yeah, interesting. Easy dubs, I'm hoping. Panthers are good defense. Okay. American family road trip, spending 2 days mostly in a car to go across country. Good times. Yeah, that's the one thing that I know is very heavy over there, the RV culture and the road trips and stuff. That's not so heavy over here, but we do like a good European road trip. So we'll drive to Amsterdam. I'll drive 6 hours to Amsterdam with my boys just for a weekend, drive back on the Sunday. And yeah, just go over there, smoke legally, come back here. All good. Same. Once you get to mainland Europe, you can drive to anywhere anyway. So yeah, crazy. Go Lions. Pretty sure the Panthers beat the Rams. Well, we have we got to get some redemption. Beat the Bears twice season, not a total loss. Rams got the dub. Panthers surely not winning. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for sure. I hope we can go and turn that game on its head and batter them and move with some good confidence into the next round. That's the goal. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing a watch along for the next round. Hopefully, if it's not like a crazy time, but yeah, I love this stream for sure, and looking forward to it. Looking forward to continuing this journey and watching these games, and hopefully we can make it to the Super Bowl and we can win, and it will be a great first year as a football fan. I'm just praying to the football gods at the moment, but let's see. But yeah, man, I love this stream. I appreciate the comments, the engagements, and yeah, this time has been even better than the first time, which is crazy. So I'm looking forward to the next one for sure. I appreciate you all, man. I appreciate the comments, W's in the chat for all of you, and I'll see you guys again soon for sure. Enjoy your days or nights, depending on where you are. Peace.